Hello and welcome to Lecture 1 of Unit 3 that is about metacognition. But before we look at this term more closely, let's first take a look at another term without which there is no metacognition. The word is about cognition, the ability thanks to which we can obtain knowledge and apply it in our daily lives in order to understand and interact with the world around. In other words, it is the knowledge we have, our experiences that we build through time, our cognitive skills like reasoning, that help us understand the world and process and achieve daily tasks. For example, I know how to use a computer. I know how to turn on a computer. I know how to browse the internet. I know how to surf the internet. I know how to log into Facebook. Metacognition, as the word itself points on the other hand, means the ability that is beyond cognition and thus it is harder to obtain and use. For example, I don't just know how to use a computer. I also know that I'm not an expert and thus I avoid interfering with registry in order not to cause any damage to it. So metacognition means that you have the ability to recognize your mistakes, know how to avoid them, what to do to correct them, and know how to fill the void of not knowing. In a few simple words, someone with this ability knows where he or she stands, doesn't brag for things they ignore because they know that they don't know them, and can use techniques to change that ignorance along with their mistakes. Cognition and metacognition are also strongly associated and work together in order to bring the best possible outcome. Even though metacognition is considered to be a more valuable skill, despite its worth, without condition it can't exist. Let's think of it this way. Cognition is the basic system, while metacognition is the upgrade. But why is metacognition so important? Metacognition is important for a number of reasons. It is important in recognizing, controlling, and guiding our thoughts, feelings, and actions. For example, I control my anger because every time I get angry I don't like it and I want to change that. The fact that I am aware of the problem and am trying to change it is due to metacognitive skills. It also plays a role in realizing mistakes and finding ways to fix them. For example, I find it hard to learn the multiplication table. Thanks to metacognition, I know that I can't learn it easily, I know what I'm doing wrong, I'm trying to find a way to fix my mistakes, and I'm trying to use ways of learning that apply to me and are better understandable by me. Metacognition also helps in understanding better the environment around and the way we react to it in order to adapt or make changes. For example, I am 16 years old and I argue a lot with my 19 years old big brother because my parents allow him to stay outside home a longer time than me. Thanks to metacognition, I would know that this is an overreaction and I would try to understand my parents' side. I am only 16 years old, while my brother is older than me, and he's an adult. So I can adapt to the environment and accept it, and also I could talk with my parents about the issue and express how I feel and try to negotiate with them in order to cause some changes that are to the benefit of all of us. How is metacognition connected to critical thinking? Well, metacognition is an important step to reach critical thinking. Metacognition is a requirement for the acquisition of critical ability. By using the skill of metacognition, someone can watch their thoughts and guide and guard them towards the desired direction. But also, someone can evaluate their thinking and make improvements to the way they think. This way, among other things, it is possible to adjust their thoughts where it is necessary, understand the conditions around them and act accordingly, have control over their thoughts, feelings and actions, be stable and sure of their opinions, stay unaffected by the influence of others, know when and how to interfere and fix a thought. Metacognition is a hard skill to acquire and a long road to travel, and it's not something somebody can have from one day to another. It needs time, practice, patience and attention to ourselves and the world around. Here is a simple exercise for this lesson. Which of the following sentences require cognitive skills and which require metacognitive skills? And here are the answers. You could write your answers and discuss them in the questions and answers section. And you could also write us about how often do you think you use cognitive skills and how often do you think you use metacognitive skills. Now that you know what metacognitive skills are, how do you think they could change or have changed your life? Also, if you have any questions, you could send me an email or write them in the questions and answers section again.